Oh, sí. Oh, sí. Gracias. Está bien. Okay. Yeah, so I'm in Colombia. And this video right here is just a video, long story short. I've been noticing when I was just in the airport heading here from Southeast Asia. I just came from Kuala Lumpur. That's one of the countries I live in 3 months out the year. But that gets me to the point of I noticed I'm starting to get asked the question a lot on my Instagram at Luckhef, if you don't know, Luckhef. Why do you live in 4 different countries 3 months each out the year, and how is this beneficial, and what is the point? Does this cause you a lot of mental stress? How do you manage this? And I'm gonna just go over this real shortly because, like I say, I just did land in Medellin. Luckily for me, I have a friend that I know from America that owns 2 apartments here in Colombia, Medellin, El Poblado area specifically. Well, one is in Laureles too. I stayed there before too. But when I come to Colombia, I usually stay in one of his places that he owns and rent like that because anybody who knows that travels to Colombia a lot knows that long-term rentals or rentals as a foreigner for, there's different rules for unfurnished and furnished, and there's a field fedora thing like that that you have to go through. I think I pronounced that right. Long story short, there's rules as far as renting as a foreigner. You can buy here pretty much easily, especially if you're just paying all outright. But for that reason, I always stay in one of his rentals in Colombia, or I stay in an Airbnb. But let's name those 4 countries I do live in. Number one is Thailand, Bangkok. As you know, if you follow my page, I own 2 condos in Bangkok, one in Phuket, and then I rent in different areas. Hua Hin, I went in Koh Samui, I rent in another one in Phuket. So altogether, I have 6 there, 3 that I own. I don't do them for immediate return on investments. I look at them as long-term things. I normally like to get older units because they're the bigger ones in Thailand, as opposed to the smaller, newer units with all the amenities and things that people like to promote on YouTube. They'll all look nice. That's all cool for a little bit, but as you'll learn, the construction there is a little different. So those might not be the smartest investments. But I like the bigger condos. Get the biggest ones near the where the newer ones are built. I did 20 years union carpentry before I left America years and years ago. So I'm skilled and able to do this. I might hire one Thai worker to help me, lift things I don't want to lift, or do things or hold things. And, I mostly do the work myself very cost effectively and at a high skill level. And that's a real good turn on investment if I ever wanted to sell or rent out. But I mainly cater to the Chinese crowd. That's the avatar I look for in properties near where Chinese want to live, because Chinese bring the wealth to Thailand, specifically in Bangkok. Chinese travel there the most, along with people from Russia and people from India, and so on and so forth after that. So catering to that demographic is the best. I do recommend, if you do cater to a Chinese crowd, have a Chinese person that can liaison that, either a Chinese lawyer or a Thai lawyer, because Chinese prefer to deal with other Chinese from my just from my dealings. It just makes it a lot easier to have someone that can liaison that, for language reasons and many other reasons we don't have to get into, but it's just easier that way if you're going to go that route. But if you're looking to cater to Westerners or foreigners in Thailand, you want to get something near the beach areas, obviously, which Bangkok specifically doesn't present. But that leaves Thailand. That's one. Bangkok in different areas. 2 is Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I stay there 3 months out the year. And then Indonesia, Bali area. Canggu is how it's pronounced. I've spelled more Canggu, but pronounced Canggu. And that's an area, beach area in Bali, beautiful. And those are the 4 places along with Colombia. So we have Thailand, we have Malaysia, we have Indonesia, and we have Colombia. And the reason I do that is for, number one, visa purposes. When I first started going to Thailand years ago, you got 30 days, then you could extend another 30, and then you had to do what they call quote unquote visa runs. There's many videos covering this on YouTube from all type of creators of different colors and different beliefs, and they break it down. Long story short, you just had to leave Thailand, then you could re-enter theoretically, and your clock starts again, and that's how people did it. That's a way to do it without a student visa or having a Thai elite visa or other kind of visas that I won't get into, retirement visas, obviously, and different things you can get. There's many videos on that as well. I'm just saying that to say the point of, I stay within the visa rules by doing 30 days because, like I said, when I first came here years ago, you got 30 days, then you could extend another 30, so that got you 60. They changed it after that to where you got 60 days on your U.S. tourist visa, and then you could extend it for another 30, which got you 90 days. So I say that to say I stay within that. And it's different for every country on your tourist visa, depending on what country you're coming from. If you're in America, from America. Coming from there, you'll get mostly 90 days or 60 days or 30 days. Some places you to get special visas for, like Indonesia or like Laos when I went there, or certain places where you need a special visa coming from the United States to even travel there. And do your due diligence on that. Always know where you're going, what is required visa wise, how long you could stay. Know the currency and all that. But that's another reason I do the 3 months, because that keeps me within that barrier to where I don't need any special visa. And, when you're traveling to places like Thailand, these are places that are known for sex tourism when you're coming from America, specifically to the West or places like that. Thailand is known as a sex tourist place. So I go from, coming from places like that in Colombia, which is another known sex tourist place from people coming from the West. I like to have that diversity on my passport. I don't like looking like I'm showing up for sex tourism, because I'm obviously not. So I don't want to be catered into that box, which that kind of puts you into that box. Oh, you just left here, then you're going to go to Bali real quick and then come right back. Or you might, most people, they might go to Cambodia real quick or somewhere else right near Thailand, then come right back. And that leaves you open to possibly being denied entry into the country, which I know many people that's happened to. So you have to be careful of that when you're a person, quote unquote, moving, and you're going to have things in Thailand and then boom, you go back, try and get in, do a border run, and they're not allowing you in. So with mine, it looks way better on my passport having a diversity. They look at me, I'll be there 3 months, I'll leave within 2.5 months, 3 months. I'll go all the way to Colombia, which is far from there. I'll stay there. They'll see that for a few months. Then when I come back to Southeast Asia, I might go straight to Malaysia, or I might go straight to Indonesia and then go to Thailand, to diversify. And I also do other travel within that. So it's always going to not look like I'm trying to live there, which is very important when you're not supposed to be trying to live there without the proper visas and documents and things like that. So you want to stay in compliance. That's the big number one reason. Number two, I find that, like I say, doing 90 days in a place as opposed to just living there, you find that once you start traveling this world and going, I've been to more countries than I can count at this point, and there's things I love about them all and things I dislike about them all. So I want to get all the pros and less of the cons. So I find breaking it down into these 3-month intervals keeps me within all the pros. Like I say, in Thailand, for instance, it's a beautiful place. Some of probably the nicest people I've met on the planet are Thais. But in Thailand, if you live there or been there a lot of times, the air quality is not the best. The pollution gets to a certain point. I don't personally have breathing problems, like I say, but it's still, you want to get in and out of there at different points just for your health and mental capacity of that. Thailand's a very busy place. Everything's going on, which I love Bangkok for that reason. It's a very touristy place, and Thailand is always a place as a foreigner to where you'll always be looked at as a foreigner. That's another thing. In Southeast Asia, or Asia specifically, or even in the Middle East, you don't really ever have a path to citizenship. So knowing that, not being able to own land or a house in Thailand, because in Thailand you are only allowed to own condos as a foreigner, that keeps you in a position to where I like to move around and be in and out of there, because I don't want to get settled in there, ever tricking myself into thinking I can possibly be a citizen or I will ever be looked at as one of them, because you won't. And I understand that. I respect that inner culture, and that's how they maintain their culture. But that's a thing in Thailand. You will always, with the pricing and the way things are done, you're always reminded you're an outsider, and you should respect that and know that and value that you even can come there and spend your money. That's the attitude. And I respect that. Different countries, different cultures. I'm there as a visitor, fine. But that's the reason I like to be in and out as well. I don't want to have certain outright loyalty to any one place. At all. I don't want to have to be there restricted, like on a student visa, or where my travel is being questioned. So it's just easier for me to be in multiple places. Also, I like being in different cultures, different environments, different weather. I like predominantly hot places like the ones I picked. But I like the different cultures. I like to go to Colombia, be able to speak Spanish, see them people, get the different foods, then go to Malaysia, different cultures. It's under Islamic rule, but it's not just strictly Islamic to where you don't see other cultures there. So you can see different people, get different foods. Then go to Thailand, all the different parts, see the different people, get the different foods. Same thing in Indonesia. All these different things, along with other travel, always keep me feeling like I'm moving around, seeing things, and that's the ultimate goal. I don't want to just see one. I didn't leave America years ago to just explore one culture. I wanted to explore many. And like I say, For me, it is not hectic because it's easy to comply with the visa rules. You just are always going to be doing that as a traveler or a foreigner, period, going different places, whether you're living or not, because you have to. And then for me, these places are all less expensive than America. What I was paying in America for different apartments and places like that, I'm not paying for all these places. I'm probably, so it's very easy to maintain financially, along with you need to always be thinking of ways to make more money, which I do in any country I live in. My goal when I wake up is not thinking like a tourist. Let me go explore this, explore that. I wake up every day trying to think of ways to generate more money, more income, more monies. I'm making money move and making money work for me. I'm investing money. I'm always looking to do that, which is another reason I find it key. If you're younger, 40s, 30s, or 20s for sure, and you're moving abroad or living abroad, it is very important for you to be surrounded with money making thinking people. A lot of these places where I live in Southeast Asia are mostly retired people, or they may be military people. So they don't have they've already made their wealth or retirement or anything like that, or they're making military pension to live in these places. Me, like in Thailand, if you want to be near the money, you have to be in Bangkok, which is why I prefer Bangkok along with renting in other places. But Bangkok is a place where the money is. That's where the Chinese wealth is. That's where the Indian people from India with money are. That's where the Russian wealth is. That's where all the different money is. Opportunities and business minded people are at in Thailand. They're there. So that's another reason why in a place like maybe Indonesia and Bali, this is more relaxed place. Like I have many friends there from Australia that moved to Bali, and they're there relaxing. They're enjoying the weather. They're happy to be on the beach. They're happy for the low cost of living. They're enjoying life. They're laid back. They're not too business driven. They're not like where the crypto crowd mainly is. I've met people there that make their money off crypto, but not a lot. It's not a lot of business thinking. It's more relaxed. Kuala Lumpur is a place to where now you can meet a lot of different business people coming there. It's less intense than Thailand. It's a different vibe. All these places in the world will provide a different vibe and a different mentality amongst the people and amongst the foreigners or expats or whatever you want to call them. You will have more intense money making. Like if you go to a place like Dubai, obviously, you're going to meet more people that are trying to make new money and ensure their later years, their money's working for them or their business is working for them. A lot of the building stages going on. So you can thrive in those areas and it keep you sharp. One thing I never want to do living abroad or moving abroad is ever get myself comfortable to where I think because I'm in a lower cost of living place, I don't need to be trying to thrive and generate more money. I'm trying to invest. I'm trying to make my money work for me. I'm trying to do businesses that make sense. I'm trying to brand myself and extend that in different ways, no matter where I wake up. Which is why in Colombia, a place to where, like I say, safety now has to be a factor because, in Colombia, you just can't do the things you can do in Southeast Asia, which is a way safer place, which is another reason I love being there. In Colombia, now you have to be on guard. Like when I leave out of here, when I finish this up, I'm taking this off, obviously, and I'll never have it on again here. This ARPL is something to where in Southeast Asia, I don't have to worry about it. It might be a 5,000, with the chain, everything, all together, maybe $5,500 product. Or money investment. But here, that's a lot of money, which is why I normally don't even bring my iPhone to Colombia when I come. I usually have a burner phone because they attract attention. So when you have to be in a place thinking defense and offense, it takes away from the quality of living, which you can do here at a very high level, but you just have to be secure and think smart. Me, I'm a person that in Colombia, I speak Spanish, so I'm good on that. And then I don't go to bars, so I don't drink. So I don't have to worry about, scopolamine is a big drug here. And there's a lot of things on that in Colombia, the scopolamine, how they put it in your drink and, people get robbed. It's all over the place. I don't have to talk about that. But I say that to say and speak to the fact of safety, how it's prevalent, and you need to know where you're at and do research on where you're at and take different precautions. Like I say, coming to Colombia, period, I recommend you know some Spanish or have a Spanish speaking person with you. And definitely if you're going out to do any nightlife type things, you need to do extensive research, know where you're at, and always think defense and offense. You can't just be relaxed. It's not like Southeast Asia. It's not like safer places like a Dubai or a Qatar or Oman in the Middle East where safety is prevalent. So just know that. And like I say, always do your due diligence. I'm big on research. But those are the main reasons. Keeps it fresh, keeps it diverse. It gives you a better knowledge of things. I never feel trapped. And the biggest reason after all those would be, as people living abroad, moving abroad, whatever you're doing, whatever your country you move to or move from, You have to be aware of current events and what's going on. And things can change like that. A couple months ago, there was an earthquake in Bangkok. So what did I do? Right after the earthquake, I was able to leave there. Kuala Lumpur, certain parts had a little bit of damage, but not too much. The one in Myanmar that affected Bangkok. So what did I do? I left there. I went to Colombia. I came here to Medellin, relaxed for a little bit, then went back out in once it was cool, once things calmed down. You know, Thailand is very close to India. The recent current events that was going on with Pakistan and India, when I felt a little unrest there, they're both nuclear capable places, I left. I went, like I say, I went back to Colombia. Well, I went to Thailand, then went back to Colombia. I went to a different part of Thailand, then went back to Colombia. So it gives you the freedom and the ability to if you have to, leave, because you never know what's going on. We don't control any of what's going on. We don't vote in these other places we're living, so we don't control the government. Everywhere has different problems going on that we won't get into. But you need that freedom to know you don't have to go all the way back to the United States if you're 20 plus hours away by plane in Southeast Asia somewhere. For me, I like that freedom. To be able to, okay, boom, this happened. Let me go here, get my mind right, rearrange things, make some calls, look at the phone, see what's going on before I'm just stuck in a place, have all my things in a place and feel like I'm confined to that area and I need to stay there. I know many people that I know that were living in Thailand that felt uneasy after the earthquake. They didn't know if they wanted to leave. They didn't know if they wanted to stay. They didn't want to have to pay to go all the way to America. And me, I had options. I was going next day. Boom. Let me go evaluate things, see what's going on, and see what's happening. But those are the reasons, too. For current event changes you can't control. You want to have flexibility. You want to have that diversity on your passport, and you want to have as many options as possible. But if you're a person that can live in one country and you're happy with it, you're making whatever visa compliances work for you, bless you. Stay traveling. Stay moving abroad if that's what you want to do. But always do your research. I'm just checking in to give you reasons why I personally rather live 4 different countries 3 months each out the year, why it brings me happiness, and how I do it, basically. So y'all be safe out there and keep traveling.